this. There we go. Okay. Hey, everybody. This is Kathy. This is our August team meeting. And we had a great meeting last night with the ISHE group up in Westchester. So I know a lot of people couldn't make it last night. So I wanted to make sure that we were able to touch base and see each other today and to go over our August. So I'd like to welcome Riley and Barb and Lisa, who have taken the time out to join us. So I know that Lisa and Barb were both at the meeting last night. So as we're kind of waiting for people to pop in, and I am going to have this recorded, so we're recording this. Could you guys share a takeaway or two? Lisa, I know you just did this with me and Riley, but I'm going to have you do it again. But a takeaway or two that you picked up from the meeting last night. So Lisa, you want to go first?
I also did like the demo that she did at the end. I thought that was really, really good.
What did you pick up from Jackie, who did the demo? What was something that you thought you could implement?
Well, you know what I really liked is that she had everything typed out on pieces of paper, and she had them sitting over there on her board, and she could look at to keep herself on track with what she wanted to say.
Yep, she did.
And I really liked that.
Okay, so you like the organization of that. Yeah. And then what was something that you said that you liked from Jean that you wanted to?
I like that that she was saying don't give up, and that there's going to be a lot of different people. You know, some may want it just a little bit, some may want it like a little bit more than full-time, or some may want it like as a career. And she was mainly saying don't give up, and so I thought that was good.
Good. Okay, Barb, what about you?
I liked when Chantel Gossett did her kind of her showdown and some of the words she used. I recorded her, and I recorded who did the Apple thing at the end. I can't.
Jackie.
Jackie. I recorded both of them, so my plan is to listen to those again and kind of jot down some notes.
Good.
In cooking shows, and then the one thing from Jean's that I really liked was the kind of the map she had of how people go through, you know, I think life and how you end up where you are. And, you know, everybody has a journey. So we just have to stick on that journey and keep working toward our goals and see where we end up.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I do think that's important to hear because she's been in the business for 37 years. She's been in the industry for 37 years. So imagine the changes she has seen in this industry, not just Pampered Chef because her background was at Avon. But her story, Riley, was that she was just sitting at lunch and she said, I didn't know I looked miserable. But an Avon lady came up to her and gave her some information. And
no, I thought that was the Pampered Chef lady, wasn't it?
I don't think so.
She was doing Avon and she hated it, she said.
No. She was doing something else. And she hated it.
I misunderstood.
Yeah. So she did Avon for 14 years, I think. I know at least 14. Maybe she's been with Pampered Chef 14 years. Yeah, that might be right. She might be with Pampered Chef for 14, and then so the other 30. I can't do math in my head. 23 years was with Avon. Okay. So. Yeah, so she's pretty awesome. So I wanted to make sure I wanted to let people know we had an awesome August. And I have to say I was a little fearful of August because we had a lot going on, didn't we, Riley? We had a lot going on. And I just kind of thought, well, this might be the 1 month that we don't hit our team sales, but the team pulled it out. And we had over 12,000 in team sales, which 14,000 with mine, but 12,000 as a team. We had 14,563. We had 23 cooking shows or 23 shows. We had 4 recruits, which is the most we've ever had in 1 month in a long time. Our average show was $633. And one area of opportunity that we have is that we're not posting our bookings. So it says we only have 2 bookings, but I know we have more than that coming in. So that's our team, our personal team. Guys, I didn't look at organization, but Barb, you had a lot going on too, I think, in August, but how was your August? How did it end up?
27 $700, I think.
Okay, so you got how many? What, 4 mugs?
Well, I've only received one, so
Yeah,
I
you'll
don't
get the
know.
other one. So is it what, one at every? So at least 3 mugs, right?
Yeah, I think 3. I think I calculated it at 3.
Yeah. So we'll get the other ones. I think in October they said.
Okay.
So, and Lisa, have you done your show yet?
I did a show, but I still have to work on turning it in last month. And I have talked to a lot of people, and I just need to get things on the calendar.
Okay. So any trouble getting your show in, or are you going to talk to Riley about that, or Cindy about that?
Uh-oh, sorry about that. No, I won't have any problems getting that in.
Good. Perfect. Okay.
Sorry.
So make sure that you get it in before the 15th. So
Okay.
October dates on it. But I do want to just recognize, just really quick, our 5 top sellers. Dennis was at $610. He had one show for $610. Jessica Keefe was at $687. So we saw Jessica last night. Tammy Gleason, $813. She's doing great, and she recruited. Jill Seekman had her first party at $845. And then there's Brenda. Brenda Hochgrapper from Minnesota. She's on Angela's team, Angela Ditto's team. I'm glad you're sitting down. $7,300. $7,340 and one recruit. I am like, wow. She did in 4 months. So May, June, July, and August, 4 months. She did $16,000.
Wow.
Okay. So for those of you who were wanting to hit that $15,000 level, I'm sorry, 15,000 to get your 2% increase. This girl did it in 4 months. Now she had already had it, so I think she's over 30,000 in personal sales. But way to go, Brenda! It's her highest month ever. She's doing great, and she's looking to promote. So we're really excited for her. And then our other active consultants, we had Riley, Brittany, Amy Zepp, Angela, Karen, and Karen G and Karen D. So Karen G, Karen Grothaus, and Karen Dennis in Texas. So we had a lot of things going on. So for those of you who were at the meeting, this might be a little bit of a repeat, but I wanted just to go through and talk about September and why September is going to be so fabulous. So tell me, what are you most excited about? Hey, Melissa Finley Thomas. This is Riley's new recruit, and she's actually my niece and Riley's cousin. She married our cousin, Wyatt. Hello. She's one of those little millennials we were talking about. And she's in Kansas. Her husband is in the Army Corps. What's it called? Signal Corps. Signal Corps. Yeah, so Wyatt. So Wyatt and Melissa are out there. So she's not done her first party, so we'll be talking about that here soon. So tell me about, so Melissa's brand new. Why should she be so excited about Pampered Chef in September? Anybody? Yes, Lisa.
September?
She joined in August.
Oh, okay.
They have, instead of offering the $109 kit, we can offer the smaller kit, just the paper, for $29. So really people can't say, well, I really don't have the money. And so we can get a lot of people to come in for $29.
Okay, so we've got a great sign-on bonus with the $29 kit. Hi, Wyatt. I know you're there. You can peep your head in.
I thought it was muted. Sorry if it
Wyatt,
wasn't my dog.
you have your clothes on, honey, because we can see you. All right, so we also have the quick cooker special, right? So like Melissa will be getting, hey buddy, how are you? Melissa will be earning, when she hits her first $12.50 in her first 30 days, she'll get 100 Pampered Chef dollars extra. So she'll end up with 200 Pampered Chef dollars. But in September, new consultants, whether with the $29 kit, the deluxe kit, or the ultimate kit, they'll get a free quick cooker for free. So it's a $240 value. But Melissa, you can use that. You can use your 100 Pampered Chef dollars and get that sucker for for almost free too. So it's a good thing for you. Okay, so that's the consultant special. So why else? Melissa's going to have to call people, and she's going to have to say, oh my gosh, you got to have a Pampered Chef party because
60% off of anything in the catalog.
right. So host Melissa can get 60% off of one item in the catalog, their choice. So they can go through that book if they see cookware, if they see the rock crock, the quick cooker, it's 60% off. And what I have learned over the years is that people don't know how to multiply by 0.4, right? So you got to tell them how much it is. So, your mother-in-law knows how to multiply by 0.4, but nobody else does. Right. So if something is, $200, then they can get it for $80. Mm-hmm. Okay, so they're literally going to save $120. Barb, what were you going to say?
I was going to say all the awesome new fall products.
Yes.
Not only the quick cooker, but the donut pan, the mini loaf pan, because with the holidays coming, people like to bake, and they like to share those things. The rolling cookie cutter, all those kind of things tie into the holiday baking. So that's an awesome thing too.
Yeah, we got that microwave pasta cooker too.
Yep.
And those things are all $25. So as you look at why, it's right in that great price point that people can purchase. If you get 8 people to buy the pasta cooker, you're at a $200 show, and your host can get the quick cooker for $96, or you yourself can get the quick cooker for $96 if you didn't already have one. Mm-hmm. So Riley and Barb, do you have a quick cooker?
Yes.
Okay. What are you guys doing in it? So why?
Everything.
Okay. So talk more about that.
Okay. So I have made almost all the recipes in that book. I have not done the ribs or the root mash or the chocolate pudding. I've made everything else. Everything has been absolutely delicious. I also, I make a lentil soup that it normally takes me quite a while on the stove to make, because lentils are kind of hard. You have to cook them a while. I threw it in there. I didn't even saute my onions or garlic ahead of time in the oil. I just tossed everything in that quick cooker, set it on soup for, I think, 15 minutes, and it was better than when I make it on the stove. Wow. Tonight I took about a half a pound of ground beef, a pound of ground turkey. I had some tomato juice that was frozen. I threw it all in, and I used my chili recipe. Almost everything was frozen other than my spices, and my recipe has a little bit of Coke in it. And I put it on, what was it? Super chili. I think there's a soup. I can't remember which setting I used, but I just guesstimated, and I did it for 50 minutes, and it was falling apart tender. All I had to do was kind of stir it up and blend it.
Awesome.
So I would say, don't be afraid to try it. And if there's not going to be a recipe for everything you want to make, but you just toss it in there and give it a shot. I mean, estimate from other recipes how long something would take to cook.
Okay.
So it's awesome. I've used it for everything. I even made the multi-grain bread. Yes. The only downside to that is, have you made it, Kathy?
I have.
It's a little sticky and hard to get out of the pan because of the honey.
I think because Cindy Bransford had a hard time doing it too, so I'm wondering maybe if I put the honey on at the end, Yeah,
what I ended up doing, I do it just like an angel food cake. I took a knife and I cut around the side and then just kind of pried it out. So it wasn't terrible. And I knew it was going to stick because, honey.
Right.
What else is it going to do? No matter how much you oil the pan.
Right.
So, and that was delicious.
Yeah.
The only problem I had, since you've made that, you put the dough in the ceramic pot and you put it in there on proof for, I think, 30 minutes. Then you take it out, you take the dough out, clean the thing, oil it again, put the dough back in, and put it back into proof. There's 2 proof steps in it.
I think so, yeah. It's been a while since I made it.
Okay. So the problem that I had with it on the second proofing was when I put the lid in, or the lid on, and locked it, I hit proof, and 30 minutes came up, and I hit start, and it beeped twice, and then it just cleared it out. and nothing happened. So I thought, I took the lid off, put it back on, same thing. It beeped twice. I did the lid a couple times. I unplugged it a couple times. So it took about 4 or 5 tries to get it to start that second proofing cycle. So I don't know what's up with that. There was a comment on the Quick Cooker group on Facebook. Somebody was asking about the bread. And I asked that question if anybody else has had that problem. And there were several people that commented that they did. So I don't know why that is.
I wonder if it's still hot. So I don't know.
Well, it really doesn't get that hot, though.
I don't know, Barb. I don't know, but it's a good question too to copy and paste and send it into home office to the test kitchen.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll call him tomorrow and ask.
All right, but Riley, what are you making in the quick cooker?
I'm making a lot of meat. So we did ribs. That was our first one, and they were delicious. My issue with that the first time is I realized my ring wasn't on right, which is why it burned at the bottom. Because I did chicken wings last Saturday. I just put some barbecue seasoning on them, put them in the quick cooker, and did it for 15 minutes, and they were so good. Then I took them off, like they were fall off the bone. Like I had to make sure that the meat didn't fall off as I was transferring it onto the pan, because then I stuck it under the broiler to like get them to crisp up. But yeah, I've only done meats in it. I haven't tried the cheesecake only because I'm not a big cheesecake fan. So to me, I wouldn't know if it actually tastes good or not. So I need to test it on somebody who likes cheesecake.
I think you should try that quick, the apple crisp that Jackie did.
Yeah.
Take it into work or something and let people try it because it's only 5 minutes.
Okay.
It smells so good.
Yeah, I want to try the baked potato chowder with it because I think with potatoes, that could cut the time in half. Not that that's a slow recipe anyways, but just to at least get those potatoes going.
Right.
So
I want to introduce Cindy Johnson, who's my executive director. She's actually Becky Ishey's director. So.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know the lineage there. So
yeah,
Cindy to join us for a couple minutes. She's actually got a call at 8:30 also. But she did such a great job last night talking about promoting yourself. And I wanted her to do that same thing. So Barb and Lisa, you get to hear it again, which means it gets to sink in.
Right.
Cindy, I want to introduce you to Riley's newest consultant, Melissa.
Hi, where's Melissa? Hi.
There, and she is in Kansas.
That's great.
My niece, she married my nephew, so she's Riley's cousin. So we're just gonna take over the world, the Cantrell Herald fan club there. So, but yeah, so she's very excited to get started. So
Anywhere near Christy?
She's in Manhattan. Where's Christy? And I can't remember where Christy is.
Kansas.
Kansas City, yeah.
Okay, yeah. Yeah. So there's a Manhattan, Kansas?
Yes, and they call it the Little Apple, funny enough. So, yeah.
Aw. Well, my son lives in the Big Apple. I wish he lived in your Manhattan, not that Manhattan. It would be easier. So much would be easier. Well, sorry for
September specials, and we went over a little bit of our August. Our amazing August. So we're just talking about why September was so special, and they hit it all. So we're trying to train Melissa so she has a little bit to say to people. So I'm going to let you take over, Cindy, and chat.
Okay. Well, I'm sorry for those of you that were there last night that are hearing this again a second time, but I am a big believer in what I talked about. So when Becky asked me to do the close last night, and it will feel different doing it like this than in person, I thought, well, I'm just going to go back to what I actually am telling all my new consultants over and over. And I talked about when you go to a meeting, you learn so many ideas and you write down all these notes. I even wrote down like 8 pages yesterday. Oh, this is great, because I'm writing it down not just for me, but maybe that's an idea I want to go back and think, well, that might be good for Riley, or Kathy would love that, and I want to message it to her. Or sometimes you write down all these notes and you think, whoa, I did not sign up for this. This is so much. I can't handle it. And so I talked about how I sometimes will tell my team members, think of every idea like in a pile or in a big bowl, and you go through this buffet and you just pick out the ideas you want. So do you ever go through a buffet and you fill your plate? You can only fill so much because your plate's just so big. But just because you leave an idea there, it's still in your buffet. It's in your notes. You can go back to it. But once you get your plate of all your ideas, then you think, okay, now what do I do? And so these are the things I want to do, but I'm still like, don't know which way to go. So there's 3 main questions you always want to ask yourself. And you guys can talk about it if I have to beep off too soon. But the first one is, when are you going to work? Now, you might go, really? I just signed up for fun for this. And that's fine. If you love to paint for fun, you're painting Saturday at 1. Or if you love to go to lunch with your friends, you're doing that Tuesday. Or I love to sail and go kayaking. And I just planned, a gal wants to go kayaking. I like to go really early in the morning. So I looked at my calendar and I found an early morning I could go. It was hard because I have a lot of morning phone appointments. And I said, oh, this is when I can go. So I planned when I was going to do kayaking, whether it's fun or work or whatever. But you have to plan it. You put it down. And some of the things I said was, when I was in big growth mode, or even tonight, my husband and I did not even eat together tonight because of just different things. And so sometimes I say, you know what? You take the kids out to get pizza. I'm going to work. So then when you come home, we can all be together instead of I have dinner with you and then I'm rushing in and then I really never get that time with just processing with the kids what their day was like or processing with you. So when you work is so, so important to put that tangibly on the calendar. Work it out. If you work full time, during lunch break, take 15 minutes every lunch break at work and text messages or whatever. Okay. But when you're going to work, if a director, anyone on my team calls and they're like, I'm frustrated, business isn't going good, or business isn't going as well as I want, the first thing I'm saying is, when this week are you working? Well, I sort of wasn't. No. When are you working? The second thing is, who are you going to talk to? So you can work and watch videos. You can be the Wikipedia of Pampered Chef, and that doesn't make you money. So what makes you money is talking to people. So then you've got to know, who are you talking to? Past host, your neighbor. I used to tell my host, stand on the front porch. The people, every house you can see better get an invitation to your party. They're going to be so sad when they see the cars in the driveway. Same thing for you. The front porch, the back porch, every home you can see. Now, some people do laugh at me and they're like, I live on a 12-acre farm. I'm like, okay, go down the road. So who are you going to talk to? Cousins are great. I love that. Who are you going to talk to? High school friends? Who's on Facebook? Who do you get Christmas cards from that once a year they might be looking for something? And wouldn't they like a long 45-minute chat catch up with you instead of just a Christmas card in December? Those people that you get the cards from every year. So you got to figure out who you're talking to, and then you got to figure out what you're going to say. And Kathy said y'all been through the promotions. So I like to say everybody's tuned into, and you might see it on my bulletin board back there. It's a little radio. I'll get it for you. Hold on. To remind myself, this is what everyone's plugged into. What's in it for me? That's what everybody's tuned into. I put that up there, and I use the visual a lot in Zoom things, because you have to think of all the promotions, what's going to resonate with that person you're calling the most. Now, maybe you're not sure, but pick out a couple. Don't say, here's blah, ideas. That's overwhelming. But you have to know when you're working, who you're calling, and what's in it for them. And then you can move forward. And it's really simple. But one of the things that's really important, I want you all to promise me you're going to put that on that plate, is talking to people about joining this month. I don't care if you are brand new. And I said it last night. I recruited Becky in my first year in the business. I recruited 5 people. I can't remember which number she was. I think 3. But whatever. it runs together after all these years. I can't remember the details. But one of the things, we sometimes say, well, what do you say? How do you say it? What's the next step? What's the protocol? Don't make it complicated. You invite people to do things all the time. I messaged a girl and said, hey, you want to go kayaking 2 weeks from now? Oh, yeah. Well, how long would we go on? Da, da, da. She had questions. And she was like, I don't have a kayak. I'm like, I know, but I do. And so, she qualified some things. Just say to people, if you're on about it, go, this is good. Would you want to do Pampered Chef with me? That's all you have to ask. Don't make it hard. You invite people to birthday parties. You invite them to graduation parties. You invite them to meet you for lunch at Panera. You invite them to go kayaking. You invite people to do things all the time. Just invite people and let them know they're welcome. But put that on your plate this month, because everybody this month can get a new title. So even if you're brand spanking new or you've been a long time, you can go from consultant to senior consultant this month. And that title is nice. It is more money. I didn't even talk about that last night. There is more money involved, but there's something about, oh, you're still Pampered Chef. You're a Pampered Chef consultant? No, I'm a senior consultant. There's something about going in Facebook and changing, I'm a senior consultant now. Or I'm a team leader now. Or I'm a director now, if that eventually comes in your future. But go ahead and change your title on Facebook. Make your phone. I just called the director today. Hi, this is so-and-so, your Pampered Chef consultant. I was like, change your message. You're a director. Hold that title, because it says I know what I'm doing. And you can be a consultant for a long time and be really good in this business. I'm not demeaning that at all. But I'm just saying there's something really nice about going ahead and getting a little promotion and a little kudos. So this month with the $29 kit, be a senior consultant at the least. I mean, that's you do 150 in them. And that is scary minimum for me to even say, because feels uncomfortable to me. So that is what I wanted to encourage all of you to do, is to promote this month, get that and you are going to get that extra override the whole fall season. So this is great time to do that. So does anybody have any questions for me?
Is to pick a senior executive's brain.
There you go. I am constantly trying not to I think sometimes we all make it I make it complicated. We all do. We all make things complicated, and it doesn't have to be. I know it's being recorded, but I'll share this. I just got a text right before I got on this. It was from a host, and she said, do you need to look over my order? She must have gone in and put her stuff in, or shall I just submit it to the home office? I'm thinking, yeah, go ahead, hit submit, but I still get to hit submit. It's like, yeah, you're good. Go ahead and hit it. But I have a rule of thumb that I only look at, I only close shows in the morning after coffee. After dinner, I don't, because I'm so much fresher with those details. So like, hit submit, and I'll message you in the morning, it's done. So we all run into those things. So no matter what level you're at, I guess how the example was, you're still doing shows. You're still keeping it simple as much as you can. So it's going to be a great fall, and y'all are in great hands with Kathy. Hi, Riley. It's fun to see you again. So, anybody have
another call, Cindy? But thank you so much for.
Yeah, thank you. I do need to get off. Bye, guys.
All right, thanks, Cindy. Bye. All right, so I love what she said about promoting yourself. Okay, that's huge, and it doesn't mean you promote yourself to an executive director. Cindy and I talked about that today. Even if you just, even if you change your voice message to say, I'm a future leader with Pampered Chef. How cool is that? Give yourself your own title. And you do need to make sure, in fact, I need to change mine. Cindy or Christy Leskovac yelled at me. But yeah, you need to make your voice message say, hi, I am blah, 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 a blah, blah, blah with Pampered Chef. I'm sorry I missed your call right now. Please leave me a message. Riley, I know you need to put in a voicemail, because you have not done that. Not that you ever, I don't get a voicemail very often for you, but this person has not set up her voicemail. It's like, are you serious? So step number 1, make sure that you've got a strong voicemail message that you're leaving for people. And, but yeah, so I think what I'd like to be able to do is just a fun title. And Cindy did something kind of fun. I'm going to get on Vistaprint, and I'll put it up on our Facebook page. But it'll be like little sticky notes like this, but it'll have your, a Betty Crocker, either Betty Crocker or Martha Stewart, something like that, that'll say senior director or team leader, and it'll be yours. So where that you'll have them and it'll have your title right there on that. So I will post, why a senior consultant is important, why a team leader is important, and then as we move up through director. So Melissa, one thing for you, as you build a strong team in your first 90 days, Pampered Chef will give you an extra $500 to do that in cash. That's not Pampered Chef dollars. That's Cold Card Cash, and that's called a fast track program. So we'll be talking about that with you with your training, which we need to set up because we've been a little busy. So it's not an excuse, but we're going to do that. So I wanted to make sure. So I wanted to make sure that we do have our board back here. I don't know if you could see it. My little stars are time to shine. I have 49 stars up there because Melissa, I put your name in. It's Melissa Finley, and I realized it was Thomas. So when I scratched it out, it looked ugly. So I had to find another star. So I have 49 stars, and I might just do a cutout of one on there. But our goal was by the end of the year to have 50 people join our business. And this is the month. For a $29 investment, I have been saying things like, give it a shot for a month. It's less than $1 a day just to try out the business. I mean, and you do want to try it out. So for those of you who've been with the business a while, it could be those people who have a lot of product. It could be, Barb, I know you've got a couple past consultants that were on your team originally. This might be a great way to introduce them to come back, So we have things like that. And then I do want to make sure that if you've got at least 2 shows on your calendar this month, and Melissa, this is not for you because we're going to talk anyways, but I want to make sure that we have set up a one-on-one call. Okay, so a minimum of 2 shows this month, so we can set that up. And then we have to set some team goals. We didn't do that last month in August. I asked for it, but people didn't give me any suggestions. So I will tell you that last September, as a team, you all did 8,000. And I don't put my numbers in on this because it was my 2 fundraisers that were 17,000. And that's going to skew this crazy. So I didn't want to do that. But we as a team in September had 20 shows, was 8,000. October, we had 21 parties at 13,000. November, we had 27 parties for 13,000. And December, we had 26 parties at 13,000. So we were averaging about 13 grand a month going through the fall. So that's just something to kind of be thinking about. And if you're on our personal team, make sure you give me some numbers. If you're not on my personal team, shoot me what you think you want your September, October, November, and December to look like. Okay, what are you shooting for and why do you want to do that? So I'm 5 minutes over. Do you guys have any questions?
Kathy, the only thing I would add to your comment about making sure your voicemail is accurate, I would also recommend that on your email to put your kind of a tagline at the end. So it has your name, it's got your phone number, it's got your Pampered Chef website, if you have a Facebook page, because it doesn't matter if you're sending a Pampered Chef email or not. When you send an email to a friend or something that maybe you haven't talked to in a while and they're like, I didn't know you did Pampered Chef. So all those people that you contact, they're going to see it. So when they need something, they're going to come to you.
I love it. That's awesome. That's awesome. Can we give Melissa just one quick tip? We've got like 2 minutes left. What would you say for her to get started as a quick tip?
Don't be afraid.
Okay. Be brave.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Riley?
Barb.
Love you, Riley.
I would say don't be afraid to reach out to friends, I guess, and say this is what I'm doing. I loved what you did on your Instagram story when you showed your unboxing of your products. And I think that's something that you could do on Facebook too. I get a lot of play on my Facebook Live videos. So I think don't be afraid to try new things like that and to really embrace the social media aspect of it.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Thank you, Riley. Lisa, do you have a quick tip?
Talk to everybody, and if you have the mini catalogs, carry some mini catalogs along with you.
Okay.
That's such a good idea. Like, try and hand out, like, if you're out and about, hand out 10. Like, make that your goal to hand out 10. But, like, have your information on the back, and, yeah.
Try to get their information from you.
Yeah.
So, Lisa,
Can I give one more tip?
Sure. Yes.
Try recipes. Use the products and make sure that there's something, doesn't matter if it's big or small or whatever, but love it, because your passion for that product, whatever it is going to carry through to your customers.
Right.
So.
Good one, Barb.
Okay.
I know.
All right. So we're going to meet
I'm on
again.
fire.
Our next meeting will be October 1st in person, and then October 2nd, Melissa, will be our Zoom call. Okay. And that'll be a Tuesday. We'll do about 8 o'clock again and try to recap what we did. We won't do a whole hour, believe me, but we'll do about 30, 35 minutes. And then, honey, I will get back with you. I've got another call right after this. And, but then I'll text you and find a time for us to talk tomorrow. Okay?
Yeah.
Give White a hug for me. And I will see a couple of you in a couple minutes.
Do we use the same link, Kathy?
Yes, please.
Okay.
Okay.
So we leave this and come back in.
Yes.
Gotcha. Bye.